Hi everybody, I'm back for part 3. So we got some good things happening as far as that goes. I'm just about to the point to order the batteries, but I'm nervous, you know, it's a lot of money, but it is what it is. It's going to happen. Just haven't decided to go the Tesla battery packs or to go the LG Chem battery packs. And you know, if anybody's got a thought about that, you know, comment below, you know, and I definitely read the comments and that type of stuff. So anyway, so we're at the point now where I'm just about ready to take the motor back out and the subframe to be able to put in the controller board from McGuire and the differential upgrade. And again, I'm on the fence between two different ones, Qualfy and another company, to see which way to go. But anyway, I'm almost to that point. But let me show you what I've got done and how we're doing. And let me grab the camera and we'll do it. Okay, first of all, let's go to the front brakes. I upgraded the front brakes on this. This again is a 2007 Mustang GT. I upgraded to the 2011 Mustang GT rotors, which are 13.2 inches, which also I got the 2011 Mustang GT caliper and bracket. I use the same calipers because they're the same ones that are on the late models or the later model, but the bracket is different. And here's the bracket right here, the old one. And the difference here is that the new bracket is actually longer. The bolt holes are down here about 1 inch longer. So it's just a bracket change, which makes it so you can put it on the bigger rotors and calipers. And I also had to take, and now I don't love this, but it's just something I have to do for now to get everything going, is that I went to, I had to use an adapter so I could go to the Tesla wheels. I could not find wheels that would fit on the back of this thing that were wide enough and had a big enough offset. So right now I'm just using a set of Tesla wheels. I'll show you those in a moment. And I did have to use adapters. I did change these adapters from 1/2 inch studs to the Tesla 14 by 1.5 millimeter studs, which are pretty heavy duty. I really like them. So anyway, so that's the front. So we got our brakes up. Like these are 13.2. The Tesla on the back are like 14.5. I mean, these things are gigantic brakes. So I wanted to get closer. The reason that they're so big on the back, I believe on the Tesla, is because all the inertia of the motor, they need to get it slowed down. So I'm probably going to have to put a proportioning valve, an adjustable one, to get that all straight. But that's just part of it. You know, nobody's ever done this before. Okay, as you see, I got my QA1 springs in as far as that goes. This bolt, I did this because it's a little long, so we're going to change the bolt. So we did the QA1 springs. I got 600-pound springs in there. We'll see how that works out. I also, since it is overhung, I should say, here, I did add another strut down to here. So let me see if I can get this better for you. So here's the strut here going up to help that, you know, overhanging load. So that's going to work out fine. That's no problem. Here's our adjusters here as far as that. Another thing I found out by looking at other Teslas is that there's a real problem that I've seen with the not being able to adjust the camber, the in and out of the wheel. So I changed it to put an adjustable a rod in here, which right and left hand thread, so you can turn it to adjust that. And then the toe in, I did the same thing down here. I put an adjustable in down here. So now I can fix the toe in, which looking toe in is like in and out of your wheel. And camber is the top of it coming in and out, let's say, as far as that goes. Because it was when I put the tires on this thing and looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. So anyway, so this will help the camber, so I can adjust the camber correctly. This will help the toe, so I can get it aligned correctly. And if you're going down the street and look at Teslas, you'll see that the top of the tires are leaned in, you know, on a lot of them as far as that goes. So we gotta get that straight. So anyway, as far as that goes, we're all good there. Almost ready, like I said, to take this down and start working on the motor to put in the control board. These are the wheels over here that I found a set to use. I'd really like to get some big fat meats on the back of this thing, but that'll be later. So that'll be, you know, like I said, that'll be later. I got the brakes pretty set up as far as what's going to happen. I was able to flare the lines of 37.5 inch or 37.5 degree flare fittings, so I could put stainless steel covered brake lines on, like Earl's Performance parts. So that's going to work out good. So anyway, it's working out really good. Things are happening, and like I said, the batteries are my next step here. I've been working on that for the last couple days. And let me stop the camera for a second. So, like I said, working on the batteries, you know, figuring out what I'm going to do there. It looks like it's probably going to be the Tesla packs as far as that goes. And I have lots of room for batteries. I mean, under the hood, you know, in the trunk, in the back. So I have tons of room. So I just have to decide what kind of range I want. I want about, you know, 100 and something miles. I don't go anywhere. I mean, I have a Mitsubishi Miev that I drive, and it gets 63 miles range, you know, and I never go that far. We have the Model 3, so we use that. So anyway, so it's the range is probably going to be from $6,000 to $10,000 for batteries. Like I said, it's very expensive. I've got to be out of my mind, I think, but hey, I don't care. It's just fun, right? To me anyway. So that's it. That's the car. I'll give you another shot. I'm going to put the car down and get it on all four wheels, so I'll give you another shot of that in a bit. Alright, thanks for watching, and like I said, when I get that, I'll throw that on the end of this video so you can see the car on the ground. We'll look at it and see how the ride height looks, and we'll go from there. Alright, so again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Roadstercycle.com. Bye. Hey guys, I forgot to tell you something that's really exciting, and I forgot to mention it to you. Anyway, God, I hate doing edits. Anyway, so let me grab the camera and let me show you something. So, I took a set of Woolwood brakes, the parking brake module, okay, and I designed it to be able to fit on this in place of the Tesla setup. And because the Tesla setup was driving me crazy trying to figure out, you know, how to control it and that type of stuff. So anyway, so I decided to use, try the Woolwood, and actually it worked great. It turned out really sweet and works excellent. So, I totally forgot to tell you about that. But anyway, so any of you guys out there working on Teslas and want a handbrake, this is the way to do it. Anyway, on mine, this is the way it worked, and worked out great. All right, so back to the drawing board. Well, this is the car on the ground. Wheels look pretty good, actually. That's what I think. You know, maybe other people have other opinions, of course. But pretty wide there at the back tire. But there's no batteries in it, and the same as the front. I mean, that's a lot of air over the tire, but there's no batteries or anything in it, and that should add about, I'm thinking 500 pounds. If I go 10 Model S batteries, that's 500 pounds. So probably 300 up front and a couple hundred in the back. So I'm not loving the tire width either. I can't see it over there. I really hate when tires stick out of the body. I could probably roll the fender, but that's a lot to roll, and I'm not really digging what do you call it, fender skirts as far as that goes. But underneath, or behind, that's what independent suspension looks like in a 2007 Mustang. Hope you can see that. Well, that's the look as far as that goes. So at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to take and put wider back tires with a better offset, which will push the tires into the body. These have 40 what do you call it, offset. A 60 offset would be nice. I think I have plenty of room and stuff. If I need to do the lowering of the body some, I actually have to take the bottom of the spring mount and lower it, which, you know, I can do. That's just engineering, no problem. But anyway, there it is on the ground. Okay guys, just real quick, I was going to show you, this is a Harbor Freight wheel dolly. And what I did, I needed to weigh the car all four corners. So what I did is that I bought 2 wheel dollies from Harbor Freight. Then I bought a set of livestock weighing scales. So those 4 corners are actually livestock weighing scale transducers, which go to this box, which is all connected into here. Then it ends up showing the weight over here on the scale. So right now we have the car jacked up, so we're gonna let the car down again. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it flashing. So I'm gonna let the car down and then show how much the right front weighs. Okay, so it shows 564 pounds. Although it's flashing, it's 564 pounds. So that's how much my right front corner weighs on my car using this livestock scale. And I did the same to the back to do the same thing. And it was real easy to do. They're like 135 bucks for the livestock scale on Amazon. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that just in case you ever need a race car scales or do weigh a car. Okay, well, I'm back. I just wanted to show you that me and Liz, my wife, took and put in 12 boxes, which are the same size as the LG Chem 60 volt 3K battery packs, 3kW battery packs. So they actually do fit in here. I left this room open over here because I might put in one of those electronic steering units. Usually they put them under the dash, but in my configuration I can do it out here. They put it under the dash because there's no room with an engine in the car, but with the batteries we should be okay. So anyway, the batteries are 480 pounds, and that's about what I need to make the car level as far as a 50-50 weight level. So anyway, so that's the car. I'll give you a shot of the car in the sun. I'll get rid of the So that's the car outside. So it's coming along. I mean, it's going to be great. You can't tell it's got the performance motor in the back, but it's going to be fun. So I pulled the motor back out so I could put in the differential in the card. Here's the shocks. Here's my 2 arms to be able to do adjustment. My toe in and my camber adjustments here. With these, they turn to be able to go. They're right and left-handed threads, so you turn them, they go in and out. So I'll be able to adjust it back there because that's a PIA in a stock Tesla. They give you no adjustment except a little bit right here, but that doesn't do it. So anyway, so that's what the setup looks like. Oh, here's the Willward brake setup upside down, and the cable actually goes here and the end of it goes here and it pulls like this, and it works really well. I mean, I've taken and rolled it out and stuff and down a hill of my driveway and slammed on the emergency brake, and it works really good. So that's going to work well. And actually the pads are actually bigger than the Tesla pads, so that helps. So anyway, right now I'm getting ready to take the can off to put on the controller and split the case to put in the limited slip differential. So that'll be in the next couple videos. I'll see if I can get that all together for everybody and myself to get it together. But right now what I'm doing, I'm taking the motor out, so I got to take everything apart, then I'm going to put everything back together to put the wheels back on the car to roll the car out so I can work in the shop and do the motor and do a couple other things like the battery setup and the DC to DC converter I ordered from Chevy Volt, and the charger I ordered from the Chevy Volt, the 3.3K charger. Now I just have to learn CAN bus to figure out how to set that stuff up, unless it comes accidentally set up. And I'm not sure whether or not you have to have the CAN bus running all the time to tell it what to do, or it has an EEPROM inside that remembers what it was doing. Because, you know, if it remembers what the Volt was doing, the charger should work fine. and the what do you call it? The DC converter will work fine. The charger is going to be a little bit more tricky though, because I have it so I can be able to plug it in and it know what's going on. So I might have to get a controller for it, some type of CAN bus controller. But anyway, that's where I'm at. And again, this is part 3, and just throwing more stuff in here as I can show it to you, so you guys got it. All right, thanks. Bye. Hi, JackTheRoachRecycle.com again here today. Tesla swap motor channel, and today we're putting in the McGuire, or the Damien McGuire control board for the Tesla motor for the drive. So that's what we'll be doing. I've never done it before. It should be fun, I think. So let's do it. So I really don't know where it's at inside here, whether it's here or here. It's like 3 portions for the 3-phase. So I don't know what portion it's going to be under, but there's a couple things we have to do. First thing we have to do is underneath here, there is a plug that shows, or is for the 3-phase going into the motor part. Okay, I'm going to disconnect that now, because the next step after this, I'm going to put in the locking differential in this thing. So I have to take it loose anyway, but I figured I'd just do it now just to get it done and get it out of the way. There's a little sticker under here. That I'm going to take another camera and use it for the little bits and pieces, and I'll cut them in for you guys. So there's the connector, and you have to actually open these up to get to the screws. So once you get to those, then you can pull the orange cap off, and then there's 3 bolts in there, or 3 torque spits in there. So let's see what we got. Coming off pretty easy, no problem. That's off. I'm going to get a little bag to put these in. Keep all my parts in a bag so we don't lose anything. Now we need a screwdriver to pop it off with. Cover. That came off pretty easy. Alright, there's the cover. Pretty simple. It's got 3 O-rings on it that keep it sealed. I like it. Put that in the bag too. And it looks like we have torque spits. Big ones. So let me see how big we need. This is a 50. Let's see if it's a 50. Ah, lucky for me, it's a 50. Yay. I'll take another quick picture with the other camera here so I can cut it in for you and show you what we got. So there's the 3 connector screws, and like I said, they're T50s, or torque bit 50s. It's not real tight. I mean, they're tight, but not. Pretty nice sized bolt. Number 2. And number 3. Okay, those are out. I'm going to put those in my bag for safekeeping. Okay, so we got our bolts undone. Yay! Next, we have to take off this end cap over here. I'll take another picture of that with my handy dandy other camera. So we need to take this off. Then underneath there is a couple more connectors that we got to take off, and then these will pull out and get out of the way. So that'll be next. Okay, so and of course that doesn't just pop off. Oh, it must have another, some type of O-ring or something. Yeah, it does have dual O-rings again. Okay. Hopefully they have the same size. Oh no, these are nuts and bolts. So those look like 12 millimeter bolts that are holding those babies. So we'll get that taken care of. They're tight, but not over tight, so I wouldn't be honkering down on these things. Okay. There's a bracket on top, which is a 10 millimeter. Let's get that out of there. Take and blow this off. Do a little air here to try to keep it clean. That's some pretty sweet wire right there. Check that out. That's some pretty nice stuff. That is amazing. Gotta love Tesla, man. They do not shortchange, I'll tell you. Okay, so we got that. I think we need to take this connector on the end loose so that when we pull the can off, it pulls to the inside. So that's a real teeny Torx bit. I got that. I got my Torx, little Torx bit deal here that has real small Torx bits on it. Geez, I hope you guys can hear me. Ah, the smallest one was it. I'm going to get myself another bag for this end of the teardown, so we know exactly what. Phone calls. I get a lot of phone calls because I do motorcycle regulators and wiring for motorcycles to upgrade their charging systems, because motorcycles have terrible charging systems unless you use the right regulators. And as a plug to myself, that's roadstercycle.com. Okay, I'm going to shoot this little plug here for you guys so you can see what's going on. So I took 4 screws out right there is what I did. So hopefully it'll pull through real easy. Another bag. I'm real excited about this build. I don't know if you guys can see me over there. Can you see me over there? Let me turn the camera just a little bit so you can see the whole deal here. Anyway, I'm really excited about this build. I mean, a Tesla Sport motor in the back of a Mustang, that's going to be just epic. If epic's a word, which it is. Okay, so we got that. Next, that's off. So now we got to take the can off. I've already taken the bottom couple out under here because I had to jack it up to do that. All right. Looks good. Now, here's the other part. Let me blow this off too a little bit. I did mark this. I put a little mark on it so I could clock it exactly back the way it was. Don't know what's holding it. Oh, I guess nothing actually. Just need a little screwdriver help here. Rubber gasket. Nice. I feel like one of those guys on EVTV. Pretty sweet, eh? Here's what the inside of the can looks like. Kind of cool. So here's the board. Where is the board? Ah! The board's on this side down here. So I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way and get it swung around. Has a bunch of connectors on it. I'll get my other camera to show the connectors. So there's the board. There's all the connectors on there. It's a lot of connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 connectors. I'm going to take this off so we can just see it better as far as that goes. Should not be any water in there because that is part of the water jacket. But we'll just get it out of the way. Okay, and I think I'm going to get a seat so I can sit down. Okay. So the board, like I was telling you, is from Damien McGuire in Ireland, and he's an electronics engineer, and he pretty much started this diagnosing and trying to reverse engineer all this stuff for the Tesla. And the board that I bought was about $575 delivered because of the exchange rate, which I believe was very, very well worth it because Damien put a lot of time and effort into doing this, and you know it's worth it. He did the work. He should be paid, and I think $5 or $575 was actually a really good price for this to make it so that I can put this into my '07 Mustang GT project and not have a bunch of mental craziness going on. I do have a couple problems that are coming up. Is that I bought a Chevy Volt 3.6 charger, the onboard charger. It's a 3.6 kilowatt unit, and I also bought the DC to DC converter from the Volt to be able to do my changing the 12 volts, because I'm about 403 volts max charged up. So I mean that's pretty huge. Most of the electric cars out there that aren't running Tesla motors, that are running the round like DC motors and the other motors and stuff, they're only about 150 volts in that area as far as that goes. But it being at 400 volts, everything is different. You have to run everything thinking at 400 volts, and a lot of DC to DC converters don't go that high. The chargers don't go that high. So the volt charger seemed to be a really great way to go. So that's what I'm doing. But my problem is going to be the CAN signals to be able to control it. Hopefully, by just plugging it in, what it was set at before the car got in the accident or whatever, that maybe the voltage out of the charger is like 14 volts or 14.2 volts DC for the charging the battery. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I could just leave it alone. The same with the DC to DC converter. Hopefully the 400 and some volts that go into it go to the I'm sorry, I had that backwards. The charger is just for charging my battery, so it's got to be able to go up to the CAN bus deal I need. It needs to go up to 403 volts for the LG Chem batteries, so that pack should bring it up to that type of voltage. And like I say, a CAN bus, I need to figure out how to do the CAN bus to make that work, which is just part of the, it's a project, so that's part of it. And then the DC to DC converter is the same thing. I got to make it so that it charges about 14.2 volts. That'd be perfect. 13.8 to 14.2 is pretty much perfect for car batteries, 12 volt batteries. So that should work really well. So hopefully they're already set up and they're in that voltage range. If not, I gotta find a genius out there who is a CAN bus person and see what I can do to get it set up to work for that. So that's another project. That's for another day. So the same size that took off let that little black plug in the back loose is the same size that's taking the board off. And I'm just going to do this by hand. Let me see what size it is. It is a T10. Let me see if I got a T10 screwdriver. That would help. That boys, handy dandy T10 screwdriver. And this board that I'm putting in here also has, the Damian McGuire board, also has Wi-Fi connectivity. Okay, so I got the board out, which is good. This is the backing plate that's in there that is behind it. Looks like it's got a little. Got some grease on it, so that's awesome. So everything looks good, man. This thing's amazing looking. So now we take the new board, and this is the Wi-Fi chip right here. So Damien was, thoughtful enough to know how to do the Wi-Fi chip, and that way he can actually do updates for us. So anyway, there's the board in. I think this corner right here kind of clicked in. It was because there was the aluminum wasn't over this little piece of plastic that runs all the way across. I think it was just above it, and it popped in. So I didn't break the board. I see no signs of board breakage. So yes. So I didn't just throw away $575. So anyway, looks really good. All the plugs are in nice and tight. Like I said, this is the Wi-Fi. All right. Put it back together. Okay, let's put the can back on. Hopefully it slides right back on. It's got that seal there, and I don't know what I would use other than, I really don't know what I would use to take and lube that a little bit to have it go on easy. Sure the lip is all good. The gasket is all on here. It's a big gasket on here. It goes all the way around. Wow. Look at that. I'm feeling good. Feeling better, anyway. Okay. We have our ratchet here. That we'll take and slowly, well not slowly, we'll just go around and get all the screws in and not tighten them up yet until we get them all in and know that everything's lined up. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my ratchet so I can tighten them up by hand. Now see if I can take a little bit of paint thinner, acetone, and take the old torque stripe off and put new torque stripe on. Because unless I went around and found every screw and tried to make it go back exactly where it was, that would not be fun. Okay, that's it. The little screws for the main plug. I believe they were a T10, right? Yeah, T10. Same as the board. Excellent. Those are in. Our wires. Awesome. Okay. Good. That screw in the back there is an Allen. I'm going to put my circuit board away right now, the stop one. Okay, we're good. Now I need to put my bracket on here that was holding this wire pack. That's a 10 millimeter. Okay, that's set. The board's in. I'm jazzed. Hopefully you're jazzed. Okay, thanks for watching. The next video is putting in the rear limited slip differential. It's a new type that I'm going to try. It's not the coffee or the quaif or whatever you want to call it. It's a different type that we're going to try and see if it works out good. If it does, excellent. But that'll be the next video, and that should be hopefully 2 to 3 days before I get the part. So hopefully maybe, you know, Wednesday or Thursday I'll do a video, or in a few days, that will show the teardown of the differential and putting this limited slip in and then putting it back together. And then from there it'll be the next steps, because by then the battery should be here, yes, and the other components, the DC to DC converter and the charger. So that should be pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about the whole thing, and it should be fun. I'm having a blast. So, you know, that's what's important. I'm not bored. Yes. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Have a great day or great night or great weekend or whatever. All right, take care. Bye.